You're here, like I always say, welcome to the channel. Today is Sunday, August 28th, 2022, and I hope that you're all doing very well. And in this video, I want to share with you and recognize that it has been 1 year since I attended and graduated from the Impact Training Summit Training in Salt Lake City, Utah. Graduated from that training on August 28th, 2021. And I want to share with you guys some shifts and some changes that have occurred in my life since attending that training and a previous training. And before I do that, I want to give you guys a brief backstory. I know I've talked about the trainings before in previous videos, but I want to make this video as complete and as informative as possible, and giving you that backstory will be a good start to me doing that. So I attended the first training of the Impact trainings back in May of 2021, and that was called the Quest training. And then 4 months later, at the end of August of 2021, I attended the Summit training, which is the second training. And those are the two trainings that I attended them about 4 months apart, like I said. And I'm going to talk a little bit about, briefly, some shifts that I made that are tied into just the first training, and then talk about some shifts and changes that occurred after attending both trainings. So the first major shift that I would like to talk about, the major change in my life that I'd like to talk about that happened as a result of these trainings, is my career and my professional life in general. So before I went to the Quest training in May of last year, I had a job lined up with a staffing agency that specialized in the recruitment and placement of truck drivers, CDLA truck drivers. And it looked like a good opportunity. I had it lined up at the end of April into early May, and I was going to start it when I came back from the trainings in the second week of May. So like May 10th or 9th or whatever was going to be my first day. And after I came back from the trainings, and I attended the trainings, learned a lot about myself, and learned some things, and learned a new perspective on how to view life, multiple perspectives on how to view life. But one of them was to look at one's life and see what works and what doesn't work, and run with what works and try to resolve what doesn't. That's what I got from it. And I decided, after attending that first training in May of last year, that opportunity was not going to work for me. That truck driver recruitment firm was not going to work for me. It wasn't what I wanted. It wasn't what I needed or wanted in a career opportunity. So I came back here to Pennsylvania, and I told the woman who was onboarding me for the job that it's not going to work for me. I can't do it. I'm, apologize for wasting your time, but it just isn't going to work for me. And I didn't have anything else lined up. And I took the chance on myself that I would sooner than later find something else that would work for me. Then I went onto LinkedIn, where I found the truck driving recruitment job, and I happened to find Ignite Recruitment, which is where I work now. And it looked like, I read the job description, and it looked like everything that I wanted in a position: commission only, freedom, earning potential, growing with a startup sort of environment. And it was very, very cool. So I applied, and a couple weeks later, last week of May, I was working for Ignite as a recruiter. And my relationship with Ignite has strengthened and has continued to strengthen and build over the last year and a few months. And it's been a really, really great opportunity. And you may have seen it on my social media, but I actually got promoted with Ignite at the beginning of this month of August to be an account executive. And that opportunity is just the recruitment opportunity on steroids. The earning potential is much higher. It's like I'm running my own business. I'm actually building something as an entrepreneur within the umbrella of Ignite. And it is everything that I want in a position. And it is going to get me where I want to be. It's the first major step towards getting me where I want to be financially. And being successful in this position with Ignite, this account executive position, being successful in this will make me more successful with things I want to do in the future. And I'm extremely grateful for that. I'm really proud of myself for taking that chance on myself, and I'm extremely grateful to these trainings for helping me learn a mindset to get me into a position like this, and really choosing into myself and my potential, and getting me where I am right now. and things are going very, very well with that. So that's the first major shift, and that happened again. I got the opportunity as a result of the Quest training, and then I doubled down on things after the Summit training, and it has led to me getting the promotion that I have, which is amazing. The Just looking at the time, the second major shift that I want to talk about is something that is it's quite a bit different than career and professional life and stuff like that, but I've really changed in how I conduct myself in certain ways within relationships, friendships, whatever you want to call the dynamic. And I'm going to tell you about that change. So in friendships and relationships in the past, I would always be very scared to be completely honest about intentions at times, or what my hopes were for the relationship or the friendship. I would be scared to kind of be honest about them because I was afraid of losing the relationship. I was afraid of the relationship weakening or losing the friendship, because I would be afraid if my intentions or interests didn't align with the other person's intentions, then things would fall apart and I would lose that connection, that relationship, that friendship. And it scared the heck out of me. So I would be very afraid to voice certain intentions in a relationship. And if I did, or felt that I overstepped a boundary, I would be super apologetic. I would say, "Oh my God, please still be my friend. I hope I didn't upset you." And and the closer I was with somebody, the more profound that behavior of mine was. The more apologetic I would be, the more paranoid I would be, the less secure I would end up being in the relationship or friendship, because I just didn't have that confidence in myself and that trust and love of myself to know that, like, I am I didn't have the relationship with myself to be as honest as I could be with myself and with others. And after attending the Summit training and going through several growth experiences after that in my own life, I have learned to, and taking my life on, I have learned to love myself enough and trust myself enough to love and trust others in my life enough to be able to be completely clear about my intentions one way or another, talk about what I want out of something, what I don't want out of something, and make clear to whoever I'm dealing with that these are my intentions. If this works for you, great. Let's move forward. If it doesn't work for you, let's talk about it. Let's see if there's a solution and a path forward. If there is, great. If there isn't, then we'll go our separate ways. And it's because of this newfound love of myself and trust in myself, like I said, that has been able to extend outward to me loving and trusting other people, because I love and trust myself so much, to be able to have that confidence and that courage to be able to be 100% honest and transparent with people. And it has just created a much healthier, much stronger dynamic, much stronger connections within my relationships and friendships I had previously, as well as helps me in my new friendships and relationships as well. And I'm very grateful to that, obviously. Um, the final shift that I want to talk about is, I used to really regret things, and this goes back to friendships and relationships. I used to regret how I would conduct myself in certain situations, because especially if I didn't get my way in a situation with somebody, I would regret, if I would have said this, I shouldn't have said this that way, or this that way, or done this way, or done this that way. And I would always think about, in hindsight, I would think about, if I would have said it this way, or if I would have done it this way, I would have gotten the result that I wanted, or something like that, and I would just be kicking myself, because, like, well, if I would have just done this, I would have this now, and things would be so much better. However, now, more recently, within the last 6 months, 7 months, whatever time period it would be, last several months, I have learned through this new experience of having this elevated relationship with myself, this deeper love and appreciation for myself and all that I am. I I no longer regret how I conducted myself in certain situations, whether it was at work or with a friend or whatever the situation was. I don't regret conducting myself in ways that I did, even if I realize now I could have done things quote unquote better or reacted to things with more grace than I did, knowing that things could have been different if I would have reacted to things differently. Knowing that, it it what I'm getting at is that the new relationship I have with myself, I now realize that if I had conducted myself differently than I did, I may have gotten the results that I wanted, but I wouldn't have been true to the man that I was at the time. If I would have said something different or done something different or in a different way, it would have maybe gotten me what I wanted, but it would not have been true to the man and to the person that I was at the time. And I would rather be an honest loser than a deceitful winner. I would rather lose a result that I want than lose myself getting the result that I want. Because if I lose myself, then it doesn't matter. Because I know who I am and what I am. And I love myself and I appreciate myself in ways that I never have before. And if I have the choice to either lose myself to get what I want or to stay true to myself and not always get what I want, I'll take being true to myself and not always getting my way every single time, because I am worthy of that. I am worthy of that love of myself, and that is another huge shift, huge lesson that I have learned since attending the summit training and the experiences of growth that I have had in my life after that. Thank you to everybody who has been with me on this journey during my trainings, after my trainings. Thank you to my angel for recommending the trainings. I love you all very much. Thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you again, and I will see you all in the next video.